I'd like to call the meeting to order. I am going to do just do a roll call if I can. Anita, if you just say present, Anita. You're muted, Anita, but you're present. Jamie,
Present.
Jennifer,
Present.
yeah, Lou. Lou? Well, I thought he joined us. Bill?
Present.
Jonah? Is Jonah with us? I guess not. Lorna?
Present.
Okay. And again, I thought I saw Lou's name come up. Okay, so I believe all are present. So if we could just do the Pledge of Allegiance quickly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
And to the
and
One nation.
one nation God, indivisible,
Indivisible.
with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you very much. We are just as you've noted by the agenda, we just have one item on the agenda for the evening, and that's to finalize a decision on the distribution of the additional state subsidy that we received from the state. Lou, are you there, Lou? No, I was going to ask Lou just to recap our finance committee meeting of a couple weeks ago. We did meet as a finance committee and did not come. We had a good discussion. There are some additional projects, capital projects that I think Patrick will describe. I think, Patrick, will you do that? That we felt it appropriate to set aside some of our additional funding for those projects. Patrick is of the opinion, after consulting with the department in Augusta, that those projects should be eligible for federal funds under the new ESSER grant. So we won't need to use any of that additional state subsidy for those three capital projects that Patrick has described to us before, but I'll ask him if he just described them again. So the recommendation, well, there was no conclusion of the a conclusive recommendation from the finance committee, but the sense of the committee was to retain half of the additional state subsidy and put it in a special put it in capital reserve for projects that capital projects that may confront us. I believe that was the case, and return half of the money to the two communities that are contributing to that surplus. So, Patrick, do you want to describe what those projects were and what your thinking is behind this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, just to give you just an overview to remind people, is additional state subsidy is $893,312. And subsidy. And so Bath is receiving $633,578,000 additional. Woolwich is receiving $259,734. So what we're proposing is half. So for Bath, that would be $316,789, and for Woolwich, it would be $129,867. So that again would be $446,656, which is half of that 893, would be going back, again to Woolwich and the Bath, and the other half, the other 446, would go into the capital reserve. And currently in the capital reserve account, we have 200,000. And if you add this in, it would give us about 650,000 in the capital reserve. And then the projects that Steve is talking about is that we did get some confirmation that the boiler replacement at Dyke Newell, which is around 185,000. The central air / ventilation project at Woolwich is 150,000. And also the roof project at Phippsburg, which is 225. We are going to be, we don't submit our actual grant until the 29th of this month, but we have had communication with personnel up there and have been communicated that these, could be or will be approved through the next round of ESSER money. So that's good news. We don't have to use capital. But again, capital is often used for other emergencies or other building projects that we have in the district that need to be done. So I'll stop there. And Deb, did you want to add anything?
No, I think you basically have covered everything. I mean, that will give us a good balance in that capital reserve and return the money to those two communities that generate the subsidy. So I think it's a wise move to have. I mean, 200,000, as you can see, some of these projects are close to that. So if that's all we have in our capital reserve right now, we're cutting it a little close if there was an emergency. So I think this is a good, safe thing for us to do.
And we can,
Hi guys, this is Lou.
we can use the capital reserve.
I had a
Go ahead, Lou.
hello. This is Lou. I came in late because I was trying on my computer and I couldn't get in. It kept kicking me out. So I'm sorry I missed what's the new number that we'll end up with in our capital reserve because we can use the ESSER money.
It would be 646, almost 650,000. Right now we have 200,000.
And is that after we cover the third project?
I believe the third project, again, all three projects, boiler replacement, air relation, and roof can come from COVID-related funds.
All right, so then it would be the half going in. All right, thanks for the clarity. Sorry.
Sure.
Capital reserve, there are two conditional statements here. One is that our ESSER application hasn't gone in, and although the indication we get from Augusta at this point is that those projects should be eligible and should be approved. We obviously don't know that they'll be approved until the application goes in. So, retaining those dollars, those capital dollars, still gives us the ability to cover those projects if something happens in terms of eligibility under the ESSER funding. And the other issue is obviously all this money eventually gets to the taxpayer one way or the other. I mean, if it gets returned in terms of I'll call it a rebate on the tax obligation that we've levied on the communities, or if it gets spent in a project that's identified next year in the context of a future budget, those dollars will obviously benefit the taxpayer one way or the other. And as those of you know, I guess Jamie, you would be the only new board person who hasn't gone through this process before. We have received additional state funding in previous years, or at least one previous cycle, and the decision of the board at that time was to retain half and return half to the community. So there is precedent, I guess, for doing this 50-50 split. Any discussion or comments from other board members on this? If not, I would ask Lou, are you still? Okay, I'm not gonna, if Lou's having trouble connection.
I'm
it-
here. No, I am
Okay,
here.
do you have
But I don't-
the
I don't
wording
have
on the
it,
motion?
'cause-
No.
No, I don't.
Does
Actually.
any of the board members, do any of you have the wording on the motion that Patrick sent out with his week update? If
I
not-
can look for it.
I
Do you
have it.
well, look,
You got it? All right.
okay, Jamie has it. Okay,
Yes.
Jamie, would you mind
Sure.
making a motion? Yep.
I move to apply 50% of the additional state subsidy for year 2022 from the supplemental budget bill to reduce RSU1's local cost share expectations for EPS costs as allowed by the supplemental budget bill to allocate the reduction to member municipalities in accordance with RSU1's cost sharing formula. This would mean returning $316,789 to Bath and $129,867,000 to Woolwich. I further move to apply 50% of the additional state subsidy to the RSU1 Capital Reserve Fund account, $446,656.
Thanks, Jamie. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
We have a second from Bill. Thanks, Bill. Any discussion, further discussion? If not, I would just say I think all you realize we're acting under a special meeting to make sure that Woolwich gets the information in time, so they can incorporate it into their tax bill. So without further discussion, all in favor of the motion? Well, actually, I'm gonna do a roll call. I'm sorry.
Roll
Anita,
call.
Aye.
Jamie,
Aye.
Jennifer,
Aye.
Lou,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Lorna.
Aye.
Okay, and I also vote aye. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thanks very much. We didn't get to hear Lorna's son play his guitar, but maybe that'll come at some other time. And just to remind folks, there's a facilities committee meeting tomorrow at noon, and we're doing the ribbon cutting at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and hopefully you all can be there. There's no other business on our agenda. I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
A motion by Bill, second from someone.
I'll second.
Okay, second from Lorna. And we'll just do this by voice. All in favor of the motion to adjourn, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it. Have a
Steve.
good evening.
Aye.
Okay.